Hello and welcome back to day 3 of the COWZA Kiriko Cup. We're going to be picking off right where we left off last weekend, where we ended with the group stage, and we're going to be heading into the playoffs for the Kiriko Cup. So this is where things really start to matter. I will be your caster, for better or for worse, for today. I am Fluffy and I'm happy to be here. Joining me today is someone who needs no introduction but is going to get one anyway. Someone who is infamous and notorious in the local Overwatch scene.
Okay.
The BTS stan himself. It's Mr. Babs. How are you doing?
I'm good. Hi guys. I'm super excited for today actually. I've been looking forward to casting the specific game for a while.
This specific game? Well, this game is going to be a game between Team Tree and Team Spice Girls, two interestingly named teams. What is it about these? Why don't you introduce these teams? What is it about these teams that excites you so much?
Yeah, so on the side of Spice Girls, we have Brad, KK, Hobo Parker, Assassin JDB, and Artemis. And there's a nice mix up of like brand new players and experienced players who are really good at Overwatch since Overwatch 1 and are able to guide the newer players into where to play and how to play. And it's nice for team balance and team synergy, I think.
So unfortunately, we do have a substitute in the form of Hobo Parker, who'll be filling for DPS. Hobo Parker, part of Team COWZA, but has nobly stepped in. On the other hand, we have Team Tree. We'll have Stalker playing tank. Stalker is a notorious tank player, a proud Doomfist player. He'll often voice his opinion on Doomfist's state in the game. Then we're going to have, unfortunately, a substitute in the form of Bullet Hat, who is new to COWZA. So we'll see what to expect from him. But then we've got Fishy Mang, Pillock, and Mina Miner. So there's some old faces and then a lot of new faces on this team. Mina Miner is one of those love to hate them Reddit Lucio players.
Yeah.
Pillock has nobly stepped in to substitute, and then Fishy Mang is performing well in his first introduction into COWZA.
Yeah, it's really fun watching like the new players play and see how much they improve over the tournament cycle. And we've seen this with Team Tree, where they had some bad results in the beginning, and then as the tournament went on, the results started getting better and better, and now we'll say there's some contenders for, I think, winning the tournament as well.
Maybe. This is going to be a lower bracket game. The upper bracket games will be happening later. This will be the first match for today, the lower bracket game between Team Tree and the Spice Girls. A big shift that we're going to see from the group stage we saw last weekend versus the games today is there is a fixed map pool. So opening today, we're going to go into Nepal, then we're going to go into New Queen Street, then we're going to go to Hollywood, then Circuit Royale, and then Busan. Is there anything about those maps that really sticks out to you? Anything that you're excited to see, maybe?
I personally really like Circuit Royale and New Queen Street, both new maps, and I think they both play well into a lot of compositions. Circuit Royale really leans into that Sigma, double sniper, and I think double sniper is my favorite Overwatch comp. Get to see the sick Widow plays, the Hanzo plays, and even like some great Sigma fluxes. So I'm looking forward to seeing the double sniper on Circuit Royale. But New Queen Street is also a fun map for the dive and the rush.
But Babs, Genji is not a sniper.
Well, while I do pride myself in being a Genji player, I'm not a one trick.
Okay.
I do dabble in the the
dabble in
Widowmaker.
the dark arts. Okay. Yeah, I'm interested to see New Queen Street in particular, because obviously that is, on top of being a new map, it's also going to be a new game mode, and we've seen a bit of it last weekend, obviously, but it's going to be the push game mode, and push can be very one-sided, but it also can be very close. It's sort of a flip a coin type of mode at times with how it comes out. We've seen that second today.
I think the worst thing about push is like once if a team gets a big lead first off and they get that checkpoint early, it's really hard for you to come back. So it often feels like you're playing 6 minutes of just grueless Overwatch that you end up going to lose anyway. So I think momentum is going to be the biggest key for push maps today.
Those first fights in push can be so vital. Things can get really snowball out of control. We're just waiting for some players to get into the lobby. We apologize for the slight delay. We'll be with you shortly while the players wake up and turn their PCs on. Everyone else seems to be in the lobby.
Yeah, no matter what we do, it seems like people are always asleep for the first game.
Gamers don't wake up until at least 1 p.m.
Yeah, that's our fault there.
Obviously, this is our poor planning on behalf.
Shot a blur.
Last weekend we saw some interesting matches. Were there any teams that really stood out to you? Maybe like you found entertaining. Obviously, you played a lot last weekend. You are playing in the tournament, but were there any teams that you enjoyed playing against?
Enjoyed playing against? I know some teams I definitely didn't enjoy playing against. Frontline Fighters. Gotta hate Zoom. he's really good at the jungle, like unnecessarily good. So it's very hard to play against, teams who have like good synergy. I think a lot of the teams are starting to build synergy and the games get harder as you play. I think my team felt that a lot, where the first day we did really well, but we dropped a lot of maps on the second day. And I think that's just to show how important synergy is for teams and how playing one day together can make a big difference.
It can. If this is just a reminder, this is a friendly community building tournament. This isn't a competitive tournament, so the format of this tournament is people sign up and then are balanced with other people they haven't played with before. So you have grandmasters and bronzes on the same team, and people playing off roles, and it's really just the intention is to just try to have fun, promote Overwatch, and yeah. So you do get teams that are maybe sometimes a bit top heavy, or you have a grandmaster and a bronze player. But often the teams that do best, we saw this last weekend, and maybe we see this with your team, Babs, is the teams that are more sort of localized. They don't have those extremes. It's 5 plat players instead of a GM and a bronze.
Yeah, and I think like what's also important about that is everyone has an understanding of how competitive Overwatch works. There's like default strategies, like Symmetra TPs or a Nano Blade or a Grab Dragon, and it's what people understand, and that understanding is very important for competitive Overwatch. So even if there isn't, that GM DPS that's gonna pop off after every second fight, that coordination and that like built-in synergy from just playing so much Overwatch over the years, I think really carries teams forward.
Yeah, it can be a big thing. No existing synergy. Another thing to point out is the only requirement on the teams is that one support player must be playing Kiriko at all times. So we saw this last weekend, and we saw some real interesting team comps coming out as teams try to work around that limitation. How was it working around the Kiriko?
Kiriko's a new player, right? So there's not a lot of like competition to pick out from. She's not in the Overwatch League. She was banned from rank for the first 2 weeks. So it really came to see how much the teams were able to, brainstorm and create their own compositions that fit their playstyle. For us, it was relatively easy. We just kind of pushed her into a dive. She can teleport. Her ultimate is really good for pushing forward. But it's when teams start to counter that, it really gets hard after you have like a certain comp you set in, and trying to work Kiriko into other comps that counter what the enemy is playing. So for example, if they're playing a brawl and you want to play a spam comp, it's really difficult to figure out how to work Kiriko into your set idea of what a spam comp should be. And I think that's the interesting thing to look at from the comps today.
Okay,
how the players work that in.
Okay. But we can all agree that Kiriko is queen.
I can agree on that one. Although I do think Tracer might be very close.
How dare you? How dare you say something so controversial but so
wrong?
Tracer's
Tracer's like the face of Overwatch, and she's so much fun to play. So it's like a great mix up of the two.
No, I'm gonna disagree with you there. COWZA has strong opinions when it comes to you, Babs. You don't want to say anything too controversial here.
Well, yeah, I know. I've felt that over the week. Coming home after a grueling day of, high school, studying my heart out and then being called a loser by blood chat is...
Wow.
It's really an eye-opening thing.
You know what? Hopefully we'll make up for it with some good Overwatch this weekend. Played and casted.
I'm so excited. I haven't played any Overwatch this week, just so I'm going in as fresh as I can, trying to have as much. How do I say this? You know, I'm as prepared. There's no burnout. There's nothing. I'm ready for all the Overwatch this weekend.
Try harding the community tournament.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I like it.
It's a win or go home. It's all for that Discord role, you know.
It's all for that Discord role. Yes, those are the stakes. While this is a community tournament aimed at having fun, there are no prizes except for that coveted Discord role and custom color that is in it. So
Yeah.
maybe we'll see some Hobo Parker or some Mina Minor custom role. We'll see.
Oh yeah, I'm so ready. But you know, I for one think my team California girls are gonna go. You know? I finally have a reason to get Blur to give me a color I want. So I'm going to be trying my hardest in this tournament just for all the
Stakes
teams
are
out there.
high.
Yeah, stakes are very high.
It's really something, and maybe this is appropriate for the game that we're casting, but it's really something to spice up your life, if you will.
Yeah, no, we all need that little bit of spice in our lives.
Yeah.
I'm so ready for the puns this game.
I don't know what you're talking about. No, I would never make a pun.
Yeah.
You know, as time goes by, you move on from these kind of jokes, Babs. You know.
So you've grown as a person from last week's Katy Perry puns.
I totally don't have a list of Spice Girls songs open on my monitor.
That's, you know,
I wouldn't do that. You know, I wouldn't sully the audience to that.
You know, I don't think I'm old enough to understand like half of the Spice, maybe even 90% of the Spice Girl puns, but I'll be sure to laugh when I can. You know, just.
Okay, well, while we have this pause, an apology for that. We're just waiting for a player to join the lobby. Which of the Spice Girls players between Assassin, JDB, Hobo Parker, Brad, and KK? Which one is Posh Spice?
See, I can answer that question if I knew what Posh Spice was.
Oh, you are so young, Babs. Oh no.
I am a Zoomer and a K-pop enjoyer. Okay.
Okay, well let me rearrange my question to something you might understand. Which of the BTS members are the players on the teams? You know, assign them their roles.
That's a good question. I think Stalker is a bit of a troller. You know, he likes to play around a lot. I think we can give Stalker the role of Jin. You know, that is very creative, very goofy. I don't know. You know, I've never thought of this before. It's such a serious question. I don't want to give someone the wrong role, and then get Twitter hate. You know.
They wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, no, I'm very scared of K-pop Twitter.
It's a dark place.
As a K-pop enjoyer myself, I tend to stay away from Twitter because people are very competitive over music. It's very scary.
Yeah, again, we're just waiting for Substitute to arrive. Apologies for the slight delay. We will be going to an intermission just until we have it. Apologies for this again. We'll be back shortly. We'll keep you updated. Welcome back. Apologies for the delay. We just had some player issues, but the man of the hour is here. Substituting Takuma has arrived and is MVP already for the series. Serious contender for MVP.
Yeah, shout out Takuma.
We're going to be heading into the maps now. The teams are just readying up. Going into this, which team are you favoring? Which team do you think is going to come out?
Which team? I'm favoring Team 3. You know, I'm not sure how much I know about Bullet Hat, but from I know, you know, Stalker, Mina, they're really good players and they're really good at leading those around them. And I've heard Fishing Man want to be one of the best, you know, new players in the tournament. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Okay. On the other hand, this is a bit of a mix-up with a few subs on both sides, but as we're going to go into the lobby now, it should be interesting. Also, I think we should see a very good tactical heads-up. We know we spoke earlier about Stalker likes to play the Doomfist. They like to play. Team Tree enjoy these very fast, aggressive comps, whereas we saw a couple of things from the Spice Girls. They had some variation, so how Spice Girls adjust to the aggression of Team Tree might be interesting through the course of the series.
Yeah, from when we played the Spice Girls, they favored a Zarya comp, from what I remember. A very aggressive Zarya comp, you know, centered around keeping the Zarya alive, giving her as much support as they can, and you know, working up to that the crazy amounts of damage Zarya can do when she's high charged. And I think that worked for them because it was a really close game, and it looks like they're sticking to that today.
Yeah, we're going to see, there's the Doomfist we were talking about. We're going to see the Genji and the Reaper. And then on the other side, again, Genji, Sojin. That Zarya you mentioned is there.
Yeah, and I think Genji's going to be a sure stay for the tournament due to like how strong he is on the current patch, you know, with the DPS passive and how much he gains from a movement boost. We're going to be seeing a lot of Genji.
It's a very strong hero in the current iteration, in the current patch. Both teams coming out. Genji head-to-heads will be the thing to watch out for. Obviously, the Kiriko heads-to-heads as well. Nothing to scuff about. We're going to see Stalker looking for engagement, already taking space. Kiriko's healing up. Reaper's on the flanks. Doomfist just poking at this point, just taking space, looking for each other. He's looking for that support.
The Doomfist wants to you know, pick their targets and speed up when they need to.
And they already got a pick off that. That's a great start from Stalker. And then the follow-up is coming. They're trading back fairly evenly. Genji's doing good work, but Talos goes down, and that's a big pick from the side of the Spice Girls.
Yeah, the aggressiveness of the Stalker Doomfist looks like they really caught the Spice Girls out on that. Like they weren't ready. And I think his team capitalized on that really well.
But Spice Girls taking advantage of the late pick onto Talos, Bullet Hat. And if they time this well, they could re-engage, and here they come. They got a high charge Zarya coming in.
Yeah, that's a really nice like re-engage because they only lost one, they were one down, and they waited for you to come back, so they don't give up too much space on the point, too much time on the point.
And they're just trying to take this fight slow. It's poking, waiting for the Zarya to really get some value, some good bubbles coming out, and that's a great pick from the side of Team Tree. Again, this aggression is being hard to pull off, but they're trading back. Talos goes down again. Doomfist ult coming in, can he get value from it? And he does, that's a very important pick. He finds the Ana. Big grab there, can they get anything from it? I don't know, maybe that grab was a bit of an overcommitment.
Yeah, from what it looks like the Doomfist is in the backline occupying the space and is allowing his team to, you know, pick off stragglers on the side of Spice Girls.
Yeah, something kind of funny, but I say how the grab is maybe an overcommitment, but Brad proving me wrong, playing that really well, catching Stalker and then punishing him for being aggressive. It's going to be an interesting fight to see here, moving forward, with ults coming online.
Yeah, the Nano on the side of Team Trees and the Blade on the side of Spice Girls. Neither team really quite have that, you know, that Nano Blade combo coming up. So I think we'll see like a small poke stage where teams are trying to build up to their ult as fast as possible.
Oh, Kiriko ult, Kitsune Rush coming out here. And we're going to see a Nano Blade maybe. They're looking for it. Just can't find the Genji. Is the Nano Blade coming? Both Anas are holding onto it. They're waiting.
Yeah, I think...
And Talos goes down again. Oh, that's really bad.
Yeah, but I think the Team Trees should have capitalized on that Kiriko ult. You know, Nano the Genji, even if he doesn't have an ult, that Nano boost does grant him faster ult generation. And he could probably build off ult really easy off of that.
So we're going to see a big ult fight now moving forward. That was a really good fight for Team Spice Girls as they take the lead in the map. We're going to see a Nano Blade from both sides coming out. Which Genji, Assassin JDB versus Talos can get the better. Assassin has been playing quite well, and Talos has been picked a couple of times. see.
Yeah, oh, with the,
There it is.
no.
Nano, he gets one. Looking for the second, gets
Oh.
two. Doomfist trying his best to survive, but I don't think he's gonna get out of this. Hobo Parker fighting Talus. Talus goes down. So that was a really good fight from Spice Girls.
Yeah, Team 3 is holding onto that Nano Blade again. I think that's an error on their side. You know, they come from the looks of it wants to go as fast as possible. You know, you want to be the one initiating the fights, and you know, waiting for the enemy to dive on you just really doesn't fit your composition style.
No, maybe see something from the Reaper here with Death Blossom coming online. He's looking for the making space. There's the Nano Blade going aggressive. Fancy new skins enabled. Looks at the dash. Well played by Hobo. Gets out. Gets one. Looking for the second. Oh, doesn't find it. Gets two. There we go. This should be that for Team Tree. But that's the anti could be massive. Pilot goes down. It's fairly even, actually. Spice Girls turning this around. It's a big grab. Oh, good Suzu, but oh, Brad clutches it out. And I think Brad has the advantage if he can survive this. He looks to have bubbles. Stalker is trying to do anything he can, really, trying to get that charge up on his punch, but he goes down. And I think that's that. Oh, and so we see the first of hopefully many tactical squats.
Yeah, oh no, that was a very bad fight from the side of, you know, Team 3's. They didn't capitalize off that Nano Blade properly, and they allowed the Zarya to fester. And Zarya right now, as we know, is a very strong tank on this patch of Overwatch 2. It's crazy how much value she gets just staying alive. And I think that was Team 3's biggest mistake, not killing that Zarya as fast as possible. Allowing her to keep her charge, allowing her to do that much damage. I'm pretty sure Zarya does the most damage if she's high charged per second. You don't quote me on that, but yeah, she does a lot of damage. And, you know, allowing her to stay alive and keep that charge was Team 3's biggest mistake.
So we're going to see a small change from Team Tree with a swap off the Genji and onto the Soldier 76. Talus is more of a hit scan player himself, so maybe he'll have more success on the legs.
Yeah, and the legs is a pretty good pick, you know, allowing you to take off angles, drawing the Zarya's attention, trying forcing up bubbles so she can't use it to protect herself. I like the switch on the legs.
I see already good staging from Team Tree. They've denied entry from the Spice Girls, who look to be rotating. I think they're going to go main. Yeah, they're going to go main. I think a wise decision from Spice Girls. Hopefully, just trying to get point control. Bubbles come out already, and he's Stalker taking a lot of damage. Oh, and he gets value. He finds the Ana, but he's trading back his own life. That might not be the best, but they go down. Two supports for Spice Girls down. Should be that for Team Tree. A well taken fight by Team Tree, denying space and then engaging.
The Stalker Doomfist does so well to deny space. You know, even though he died there, he got the pick on the Ana, and that crucially leaves the Zarya with very little heals. So she has to keep the bubbles for herself, allowing his team to, you know, go onto the squishies of Spice Girls and you get the picks that they need.
Yeah, late picks, late fights coming in here. The stagger of some Spice Girls managed to survive. Again, you mentioned that Zarya charge. Brad survived that fight. He got out. Good work from Dakuma there to get him out. But it was massive pick from Assassin JDB. Spice Girls looking to engage now, taking this aggressive. Big Suzu comes out and they get the anti on Stalker. He goes down, and that should be that for the fight. It's just cleanup at this point.
Suzy, Stalker raging about the Suzu, as you know, as we all do. It's a very strong ability, and I think Dakuma has a really good usage of it from what I've seen when I played against him. And even just over the course of the map so far, he's really good at managing his Suzu usage, and I think that can be a big advantage for teams.
Yeah, the irony of Stalker complaining about ability does CC when he's playing a CC ability, but we'll move on from that as Team Tree's looking to engage. They're looking to take point control. Stalker taking high ground well. Being pushed back, maybe? No, he's going to be fine. Team Tree needs to be careful. We're going to see Nanoblade coming out here.
Honest traded.
One. Oh, he's looking for the legs.
No!
Legs! Oh, it's a bit of
so
big grab
unlucky.
on the other side. Well played there from Talus, just giving the legs, and the Nanovisor, the Tactical Visor could come back and just be clean up here at this point.
It's still winnable.
So.
Yeah, just the Zarya alive on the side of the Spice Girls. An unfortunate Nanoblade on the side of Assassin JDB. You know, maybe just a lapse in decision making. You know, going for the legs without your dash is possibly the worst decision you can make on DG. And Kalos taking advantage of staying alive. You know, popping the late attack visor, picking up the cleanup kills, and you know, just making it work for his team.
Yeah, the legs really giving it to him there. We know if you can't kill him, just run away. It's a good strategy. I think it looks like Spice Girls are going to be trying to get point control again, going in the middle, but we're seeing an early Kitsune rush there with the engagement.
I really like the early missions.
Team that uses ults first is more often than not going to win the fight, but they have to get value from these ults, and they haven't so far.
Yeah, I think it was like maybe like a split in decision making because the team weren't really pushing as far with their Doomfist.
Oh,
With
50
the Nano
goes
Doom.
down. Good pick from Brad, but there we go. The Nano Doomfist finding value, engaging, and with that group AoE damage, just doing good work. And he has his ult, so he should be fine to get out here. These could be big picks if you can get value on them. Yeah, and that probably is that, honestly, those late picks. Only 5 seconds left.
The Doom play from Stalker is just so good, He manages his aggressive so well. And that was a really nice change of pace from Team Trees, Talos switching off of the Genji, which I think he's not comfortable on, and sticking to what he's good at. You don't have to force Genji into every comp. The legs was just working just as well, and I think worked better for them.
It was a good pick and good adaptation with how the team played. Team Tree. We're now going to head to the last round of Nepal. Sanctum.
Yeah,
No
Nepal.
drops yet.
This map is really good for, the Hanzos and the Sigma. I don't think any of the teams will be switching to a Sigma, because, I know Brad prefers Zarya and Stalker. We all know he likes his Doom first.
Yeah, we're gonna see the only swap we're seeing is gonna be the Sombra, so that could be a reaction to the Doomfist out of Stalker. So how Hobart Parker wants to play this remains to be seen. Even map so far.
Sombra's interesting because she doesn't really directly counter Doomfist anymore because the hack has been changed. Only 1 second ability disable. But Sombra is just such a good pick that I think having her in any comp right now is just a bonus.
She's a very strong hero. Team Tree looking to take the control of the point here with the sight lines. Hack's coming out. Hack. Oh, this could be bad. Oh no, they don't get value on the hack, and Mina Minor goes down. That's actually really good for the Spice Girls. Taking space nicely and well.
The Sombra, even though she doesn't get a pick there, she distracts half of Team Trees, and that allows, the rest of Spice Girls to capitalize on that distraction, get their pick, get their single pick, and get out.
I mean, this fight is going back and forth after a good opening from the Spice Girls. It's now going against them with Assassin going down. And yeah, it looks like Team Tree have turned that around after a really bad start.
Yeah, really well played, allowing them to take up space, but not giving point up. Because point has a certain amount of time to tick up before it's capitalized on. I know given that space, but choosing your engagements well, even though you're 1 down and waiting for someone to come back.
Yeah, it's going to be now with ults coming online. The big one that we're looking at obviously is the Graviton. Brad has got good value out of those before. He has just been, I think, solo grabbing Stalker, which honestly, grabbing a tank is great value. So fair play to those grabs.
Yeah. And the 5v5 1 kill is worth so much.
Yeah, we're gonna see. There's the grab. Who is it? Oh, on the Ana, that could be big. But good peel from Talos helps out his Ana, and now with the visor, can he get value? Good bubbles, good Suzu. But he gets the Zarya, and that's all they need really.
Yeah, a big split in decision making from the Spice Girls. Brad throws in that fat crab, and there's just no one to follow up on it. Maybe there was a lack of communication, maybe a mishap in the team calls, and I think that's Team Tree capitalize on that. Keep your supports alive, keep the people in the grab alive, and you'll win it out after they've used their resources.
Yeah, we're seeing an interesting thing here. Ooh, Assassin trying to find some value in the backline, but stressful for him. He gets out. He's obviously on the mind of Talos here. I think he knows. Oh, he didn't find the Spice Girls taking space. Oh, but they're gonna get Nano Doomfist engage. Good bubbles come out. Good nice. Suzu. He has no cooldowns. Is he gonna get any value?
Oh, big stick.
Oh, it's even. Oh, but it goes in the way of. Oh, that's a good pick from Team Tree. That aggression is proving to be really difficult for the Spice Girls to deal with. And without using their ults, they're losing these fights.
Yeah, very different map from what we've seen before. We've the rest of the map been very equal and very balanced, but still very one-sided round from the side of Team Trees.
Yeah, after a good opening from the Spice Girls, and they won't be able to touch, and that means map 1 is going to go over to the side of Team Tree.
Yeah, I think that switch onto the legs from the Genji was really good for Talos, making sure he's comfortable. Stalker on the Doomfist does so much, even if he's not just getting killed, he's taking up space, he's distracting the enemy team, and that's what you want from your Doomfist. He's a very different hero from Overwatch 1, a tank, completely different role, but still, the same concept. Displacement and take up space.
Yeah, he did a really good job there. That aggression, I think, was difficult for Spice Girls to deal with, and maybe an adjustment. We already saw them trying to adjust with swaps onto the Tracer, onto the Sombra, and maybe we'll see more adjustments moving forward. We know they do have the flexibility to do that.
Yeah, and they're a really good team, so I think The Pole was a very unlucky map for them, and it's not a very good Zarya map. While you can make the rush work, it's not necessarily favored to the Zarya. So maybe looking at the maps coming up, something will play more into their team composition, hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to head over to New Queen Street, the push map. We spoke a bit about push earlier. This can be one-sided if the first few fights get out of control. But this will be Spice Girls looking to do it really, to regain control of the series after starting so well, but then just struggling in the last 2 rounds of that control point.
And yeah, and the nice thing about New Queen Street is it's open to a lot of different comps. We've seen the Zarya, we've seen the Diva, we've seen the Doomfist, we've seen the Jungle Queen. So there's no set comp that works best, and I think that will be good for Spice Girls because their comp doesn't really do one specific thing. You know, there's the Brad in the front line, then there's the Tracer, the Sombra in the back line. It's a very, chaos-based comp, and I think New Queen Street is good for that. Yeah, hopefully it will help them pick up their paces and get back to where they were.
Yeah, we see the teams. We're going to see an adjustment, maybe. I mean, to be fair, they have teams haven't left spawn, so maybe who knows what they'll actually run out with. But we're going to see a Symmetra from the side of the Spice Girls, maybe just a spawn TP. Yeah, maybe. And then Brad is looking at the Diva.
I'd like to see the Diva play. You know, Diva is basically the strongest tank on this current patch, and we have not seen much Diva in the Kiriko Cup. She's very hard, to play around with the team that you've just met. Everyone's new players with each other, and Diva requires a lot of teamwork. So I think we'll see a lot more Diva this weekend than we did before, just because teams have built that synergy over the last week, and they've had comps, they've had practice.
Maybe. I think Diva's a good hero, especially when combined with the Kiriko, and knowing that Kiriko has to be forced, you can really embrace that aggression of Diva with the aggression of the Kiriko. And indeed, we are going to see the Diva. Interesting comp. Lucio and the Genji and the Diva from the Spice Girls. And no changes from Team Tree except the Genji.
Yeah, the Spice Girls.
How much success they had with the legs.
Yeah, the Spice Girls going for a very yeet comp. You just get into the backline, kill as fast as you can, and make that work for you. Yeah, Lex is really good on New Queen Street. I'm perplexed by the Genji switch, seeing how it didn't work out at first.
I can give you inside leaks that Talos is a good bit of a Genji stan, so that might be the reason. Yeah.
A man of culture, I see.
Yeah. We're gonna see both teams looking at Spice Girls taking good space early, looking to get map control, but then the Team Tree have high ground here, so hack coming out on the Doomfist. Doesn't get any value, but good Suzu comes out. I'm seeing the envelopment. But a good sleep.
Big sleep, dude.
Can't anyone help him?
No one helping.
They lose mech though. That's a massive pick from Team Tree.
Yeah,
and they're going to capitalize on it. I think they will. It's a slow fight, but they're winning it. There goes Assassin.
Yeah, I think maybe getting the Genji out was just good enough. There's no damage on your Ana. There's no need for the Doomfist to peel because the flanker is out. So. It's full aggression from Team Trees, and it works out. Big plays from the Ana player.
Yeah, really well played from Pillock. Now we see the first fight going in the way of Team Tree, and that's really important. You spoke about it earlier.
Yeah, push is very momentum based, and Spice Girls need to try their best to stop this momentum as fast as they can. Because once Team Trees gets that early checkpoint before Spice Girls gets any distance on the point, it's really hard to come back from that.
Yeah, we're seeing the Spice Girls come on a spawn now, looking to take this aggressive fight. They're looking for a target. I think they're looking for the Ana, to be honest. Here's the hack, looking for the hack. They hack the Doomfist, and then they engage on the backline. And Mina Minor goes down. That's 1, that's 2, that's both supports down. That's 3, and they should look to have this. That was a really, really important fight for them. But Stalker's going to invest Meteor Strike.
How would they get mech as well?
Well, this could be bad. If Stalker can play this, he gets out.
I don't know about that Meteor Strike. I think it was an oversight from Stalker. Yeah, he survives, but surviving doesn't do anything much for his team if he died there.
You can tell how much Stalker is annoying the Spice Girls that they are hacking him and deciding
the early pick.
That could be massive after that's. It's really now on Spice Girls to decide do they want to back up and take the fight, and that's both supports.
Yeah, I think
one support down.
Should get as far back as they can and just take the next fight. It's okay to give space in bush. We've seen that a lot in the higher plays where you just give up the space and allow your team to work off that.
Yeah, as long as they take the grouped fight, they should be fine. But late picks coming through, they will have ults to make up for it though. Ults on both sides. The blades will be interesting. Which blade can get more value? We saw Assassin get more value than Talos in the first round. Maybe different. Bomb
Kalos
engage.
has the nano, but
Oh, when they trade, that's maybe better for the Spice Girls. Oh,
no,
Nano
Edgar.
Blade. Good beat comes in. But he still gets KK after using the entire Nano Blade on it. Can they get value? They still have a lot of ults they could invest into this fight, but they seem to be. Oh, it seems to be so even.
It's such a messy fight.
Trading. Yeah, you spoke about how messy these teams are fighting, and this is showing it. Can Stalker get this pick? Oh, well played there to get out. And Stalker seems to decide he's having that. He's gonna
getting out there
run
is good from Stalker. There's no point in dying, and he's a Doomfist. He can get out really easily with his abilities. Really well played from Spice Girls. They used the blade and the beat, and that was perfect to counter the nano blade from the side of Team Cheese.
Yeah, it was a really good beat. Really good beat. KK just said move over, and no value from that nano blade. We're gonna see the Kiriko rush engage.
Earlier on, yeah.
Oh, and there is the first of the hacks on Stalker. Will there be a second? And we see the EMP. Oh, no, decides to back out.
That's crucial. Forcing the Sombra out leads it to a 4v5 for Team Cheese.
Pidgeyman goes down, and now it's 5v4, and Assassin is in the backline.
Just living in the backline. He's picked up the Sojourn a few times now, but Stalker's hacked again. The Sombra's really doing a lot to counter the team for this pick.
Oh, he gets one, gets the Kuma. That should be that. Both supports down. Well played from Stalker. Survives, understands his limits really well. On the other hand, though,
it's still going. No team wants to see up Jason. They love the bot a little too much. And it looks like it's going on the side of the Spice Girls.
It will, but can they take the next fight? That's the important part. They should get the lead with this, but can they capitalize completely on this?
Yeah, Spice Girls did really well to cancel out that early momentum from the side of Team Trees, and now they just have to create a momentum of their own. Oh, but Hobo Parker goes down early.
If they can get Stalker, that might be worth it. Oh, it's trading. These teams, this is just deathmatch at this point.
It's aim trainer for the Kirikos. I've seen them pick each other off a couple of times now.
Question marks in the chat. This is such a... Oh, this bomb could be big. Clear the points. And can they get some push? Talus goes down. That's a lot of the team's damage down, especially with the blade. Spice Girls do not want to give this up, and they are playing it really well, but it is expensive fight for them.
It's a really odd fight to look at, where we've seen both teams, be aggressive. Both teams get picks, but it seems like the sustain from the D.Va is just too much for the Team Cheese to work with.
Oh, and there we see an important point. Spice Girls have taken the lead as they get a pick. They both supports. Oh, well played from Takuma there, getting some nice headshots. And that was such an important fight. That long, drawn-out fight we see has finally paid dividends, and we should see Spice Girls taking the lead and finally capitalizing. And importantly, that checkpoint has been capped.
Yeah, Spice Girls doing the most important thing in comp, in push and getting rid of the momentum and then capping point. That's the best thing they could have done. Even if they don't push it as far forward right now, Team Cheese as a whole 70 plus 50 meters to go in order to just get back to pushing the bot forward. So Spice Girls should be happy where they are.
As well played by them. Importantly, Team Cheese haven't got that checkpoint yet, so that's a big thing for Spice Girls. Can they capitalize? We're going to see the Nano Blade coming out. Good beaten response from KK. Railguns are charged, firing, but KK goes down. The focus was there. Can they capitalize on this? I think this might go in the favor of Team Tree. Oh, but Stalker goes down, you're right. Well, that's a big momentum shift, but they get the mech, so it's pretty even. Again, these teams don't know how to give up. Fighting until the last.
Yeah, great place from the DP. Oh, Fishy Mag just popping up. Gets the mech, gets the Lucio and the Sombra. It's really well played in heroics from the side of the Sojourn from Team Trees.
We're gonna see a swap now off of the Genji and back onto the legs. You saw legs have a lot of success. Talus on the Soldier 76, so maybe you can get that same success now. We're gonna see nano visors and no more nano blades. No Genji on either team.
I think that Stalker goes down. It's over aggressive from the tank player on the side of Team Cheese. Maybe
bomb engage and they get Fishy Mang. That's a bit of a misplay there from Stalker.
Yeah, unlucky from Stalker.
Spice Girls capitalizing really well.
Really well played from
out, and then a really good bomb.
Yeah, capitalizing on that, knowing that you're one up and just playing with that full aggression, and only using one ult to win that fight.
And it's bad for Team Tree because they're in the losing situation. They can't be just winning one fight. They have to win multiple fights in a row. And we see Assassin has spotted Stalker, and he has his ult charged. He has a fully charged railgun. Oh, he doesn't get it. Spice Girls getting more picks. They only really have the railgun to work with. You see that maybe the hack coming in, big anti, but it gets cleansed. Oh no, but KK goes down. That hack so strong.
Yeah, the Sombra.
Honestly, this is an okay situation for Spice Girls.
Yeah, it's okay to lose that. The bot is so far ahead. You're drawing out ults, you're drawing out composition picks, and
And
it's
again,
working.
Stalker goes down. Oh, it's bad. If they can capitalize on this, maybe Spicers can recontest, but their HP pools are really low. But
Yeah,
you can
but
see
then
Team Tree struggling without that tank to really make that space for them. They
they
can't push as aggressively as they want to. But Fishyman is getting picks.
yeah. So Stalker going down means they can't push aggressive, but they already did the damage. You know, there's already no enemies on the side of the Spice Girls, and well played from the DPS on the side of Team Trees to take advantage of that. I think from what we need to see, Stalker needs to start playing a little more passive. We've seen his Doomfist take up really good space on the pole, but right now it feels like he's going a little too aggressive. Maybe play more with his team. Yeah, play the
Maybe
the
the decision on when to go aggressive, because his aggression has been really good and really Spice Girls have struggled to deal with it. So maybe just getting the team to follow up and really take that aggression. We see a swap, no more legs, and we missed it, but we Talus is now on the Sombra.
Sombra, yeah.
Very strong hero, so
And they get the point.
yeah, this could be big. They didn't manage to. They are gonna. Spice Girls are gonna get this fight. It's a big hack.
Big
Stalker
hack.
capitalizes really well on it.
Well played from the Sombra on the side of Spice Girls.
And this is a massive fight for Team Tree, as they should capitalize this. That's a good pick from Assassin and from Brad. And honestly, they might be able to recontest with those picks. This is well played from Spice Girls, but still Team Tree still in the driving seat here.
Yeah, well, it doesn't look like it anymore. Spice Girls has the spawn, and they come back really fast. It looks like it's Micah on the side of Spice Girls.
You're right. As I say, they look to have advantage. Then everyone from Team Tree
The
goes
EMP?
down. I cast to curse them, and that's again. Spice Girls play that really well. Importantly, though, that isn't the worst case scenario. Oh, Death Blossom coming out, really good Matrix and really good healing, and Fishyman goes down.
Oh, no.
Maybe a bit of an overcommitment, and we're going to see the beat as the reaction, and they're going to look to push on this. Can they get these late picks? There's the Doomfist though. Oh, he doesn't have the HP to really push on this. Mina Miner goes down, but they trade the mech for it.
The mech. It's so back and forth. I think Team Trees had a lapse in decision, you know, using their ults, but it looks like they're making up for it with their aggression.
Yeah, the back and forth of neither team wanting to give up at any point, just brawling and punching each other non-stop and just late pick after late pick after late pick. But if both teams are late picking, what does it matter? But that is a very late pick, but it is overtime. Spice Girls need one fight. And
the only ult
in the game
is Kiriko on the Miner's Kiriko ult is also coming up soon, so it might be a rush stuff actually. Early hack and pick.
That was really well played from Talos and from Stalker, capitalizing on Hobo Parker.
Talos playing a very different Sombra to Hobo Parker, you know, more defensive, more protective Sombra.
We're gonna see. Oh, that's big!
Oh, no.
Kiriko come out and pull it, both supports are down. This could be this if Team Tree don't pull off some heroics. They're coming up to the EMP soon, but they don't have the HP to maybe win it. The robot is running away. No one is consenting it. Stalker contests. That's big. Can he get value? He's really low. He can't. And that looks to be like map 2 going over in the side of the Spice Girls.
Oh, this is gonna be a great series. It's so back and forth, and I think that early pick from KK on Miner's Kiriko might have just warned Spice Girls on the map. That was such a great play from Lucio.
A really, really great pick. You know, KK says, if you can't dance, don't come to the dance floor. And she gets that pick, really well played, heavy ult invested, low ult investments, but then it was those picks on the supports, and then they couldn't catalyze. Hey, and we're seeing a Kiriko play of the game. That's appropriate.
It's so nice to see, yeah, the support players popping up and showing us how much value they can get in the game. A lot of people undermine support because, you know, it's healed, it's set back, it's pocket your DPS.
Sweet summer child.
Yeah, support players are really good at, you know, creating these opportunities where they can help carry fights and sometimes even carry fights for themselves.
Support is just DPS with extra steps. But that was a really, really good map. That was very well played. And that was really nice to see after maybe the one-sidedness of the first round, seeing just how close and back and forth that second map was. It's nice to see Push being so close. We're going to move over to our third map. 1-1 are the standings. Hollywood.
Hollywood's a really, you know, an age-old Overwatch map. It's been there from the beginning, and it's had a lot of like comp methods. There's been the double shield, there's been the dive, there's the rush, there's the Maycoms, there's even been goats. So I'm interested to see what the teams pick to play on Hollywood. Maybe they stick to their comfort with the Zarya and the Doomfist.
We could still see double shield, you know, maybe someone who goes Symmetra and Sigma.
Oh, Brig,
yeah.
you know, yeah.
Oh, Brig, you're technically double shield.
The good old double shield. I did not miss
But interesting because especially on second point, high ground on this map can be so brutal. So attacking that with something like a Zarya can be quite difficult. So we might see Brad going over to something like the Diva or the Monkey to really contest that high ground. Stalker's on the Zarya. We haven't seen this from him so far. We've seen a lot of Doomfist, but not much Zarya. It'll be interesting with the head-to-head between the two Zarya players.
Stalker previously a main tank player in Overwatch 1, so known for the Monkey, the Rhine, maybe the Orisa, the Hug. Zarya, not something that usually in his hero pool, but I'm assuming since the start of Overwatch 2, he's had to pick that up if he wanted to stay as consistent as the top main tank player. And curiously, we have the legs starting off, taking advantage of the high ground. No more Genji,
more Genji from either side.
Yeah, high ground is very important on this map.
We're seeing a Baptiste and a Hanzo coming up from the Spy Skulls, so big changes from both teams. It'll be interesting to see how they match up.
Very different comps as well.
We're going to see them staging here. That's a big ante from Team Tree, but I don't think anyone's in a position to capitalize on it.
It forces up the Suzu.
Man goes down, and Assassin gets great picks. That's Pillock maybe standing out in the open a bit too much, and they should be able to capitalize. Oh, good healing coming out, keeping Hobo Parker alive, and Stalker goes down, and that's just cleanup at this point.
Yeah, really well played from the Spy Skulls cleansing the anti and capitalizing people who are playing aggressive over the anti. Getting the pick of Fisherman, Assassin JDB hitting the nice shot on Pilek and Diana and taking advantage of your numbers.
Yeah, we're gonna see a swap over. Stalker decides he doesn't want to play Zarya and he goes over Doomfist, which honestly great decision. Second point, we spoke about high ground, and there's the engagement already coming in. He's looking to make that space.
Yeah, the Doomfist really good at controlling the high ground. Zarya, the only way she can get up there is if she takes the the elevator, and that's really easy to block off.
Whoa, big pick. KK coming up with the picks onto Pillock onto a support opponent, and now we have that issue that Zarya took that elevator and has the high ground, and this high ground has been taken by the Spy Skulls as they're just cleaning up, looking to push Stalker away, and they're getting good push here.
Big mechanical players coming up from the side of the Spy Skulls, KK with the early pick and Assassin JDB with another big pick of Fisherman. Team Tree is giving up that high ground, I think maybe a little too easily. Oh, Stalker
that's a big pick from Stalker. He was looking to get for that health pack, but he couldn't get it. Brad and Assassin bursting him down. And now we saw Team Tree struggling in the past without their tank. It's going to be interesting. Fishyman here is in a way now the tank. He has to take the space, but he's waiting for his Doomfist to get back, I think. He's looking for the opportunity to maybe go on the backline. Hobo Parker's denying him. A good early window. But Team Tree are going to respond to it well. They're just going to LOS it. And a good sleep comes out. Can they capitalize on it? Doesn't look like they can. Team Tree are indecisive, they seem. They don't know how they want to take this. And we're going to see an engagement down from Stalker. Engages and he finds Vadley. Good picks.
A grab out from Brad.
Back.
Well played from the side, from the sports on Team 3 is keeping the teams alive in that grab, and now it's clean up for them. They got the early picks, they survived the grab, and well played from them.
Now we're going to see something interesting because Team 3 can now again stabilize on this high ground and control it, and Spy Skulls have to once again clear this high ground before they can do anything. Nice. Really good picks there, really good plays there from Team 3 responding to the grab quite well.
Yeah, they played that well. I think the Kiriko might have Suzu cleansed it and then just stayed alive long enough to let their soldier take advantage of the off angles and pump that damage into the background of Spy Skulls.
Yeah, as well played. Again, we see here now they're controlling high ground, and but KK goes down. That's a massive pick. Dragon comes out. Can they trading? They're throwing ults at each other. They're even for each other. Excuse me. Visor comes out. When you're down, you have to use ults. Stalker is very low though. If they can get this Zarya, this would be huge.
Big.
Tellus gets picks.
Yeah, I really like the legs pick. The soldier is so good at controlling high grounds. I think there's a little bit disconnect between the soldier and the Reaper in terms of DPS comp. But Talos controlling that high ground well as doing his job. Getting the picks, getting the damage in, getting the consistent damage in. That's what soldier is known for. Consistent damage, and he's doing that well.
It'll be interesting to see if we maybe see a swap. Oh, but that's a massive pick from Assassin. We see again getting these picks. And they capitalize on it. They've taken high ground. They want to contest this high ground. We see a Nano Reaper coming out. The Death Blossom is there.
Oh, that's a big
it's great. He destroys the Immortality, and then we see some Beyblade. He spins to win, and Stalker's going to invest the ult. Probably just to survive, and that was a great ult combination.
That was a great Beyblade. I think Stalker should have probably just let himself be killed there. Diva's ult is nice to have in terms of getting out and compensating for your aggression. But other than that, nice fight from Team Trees.
It's nice to see. It's nice to see one of the new faces get a big play like that from Fishy Mang, and it's nice that we're always rooting for players like that. As I say that, cast a curse. Fishy Mang goes down. Big play, but now goes down. But we're seeing this a lot. Spice Girls getting picks, but they're not being able to capitalize entirely on it.
Yeah, I think the Doomfist does so well in just keeping them back, and the backline and the squishes on the side of Spice Girls just so scared. Oh, big grab.
Oh, big grab and good lamp. Suzu, I mean, from Dakumas keeps KK alive, but Brad is getting big value. He's pushing aggressive. He's found 2 already. He almost gets Talos, but he runs away with those legs. Oh, Talos looking for Assassin. That would be bad. And but he gets caught out. That's unfortunate.
Pick's still going both ways. The Team Tree's Reaper and Doofus were in the backline on the side of Spice Girls, and doing as much damage as they can, just so they can make the upcoming fight very easy. Because the spawn points are very close.
That's unfortunate. Spice Girls seemed to win that fight, but then they didn't push the cart. They tried to they pushed forward aggressively to take space, but no one pushed the cart. And
that is so unfortunate.
A bit of a misplay there, perhaps, after some really great individual plays that we saw. Not Talos, sorry. Stalker gets hacked, but he manages to get out good healing and good utility. Stalker not liking Sombra.
His dislike at the Sombra.
But you can see how much effort they're putting into neutralizing him.
He's getting perma-hacked, which I think is really good from the side of Hope Parker. I mean, Assassin JDB, forcing out the dude and allowing him to get damage.
Oh, Fishy Man goes down. Miner goes down. Oh,
interesting.
Trading. They lose the attack visor. But this should be. Oh, nice sleep onto the Zarya. Oh, KK's in the middle of trouble here. Stuck in a room with Doomfist. Hack comes out. Oh, they should be able to kill. Oh no, but he has his ult and he will survive.
He's still winnable.
Down.
Oh, that's a big ult.
Pick onto KK. Good ult from Stalker, but Grav comes out and they're. Are they going to get value? It looks like. That was good ult combinations and some great players from Team Tree. After, again, something that we're seeing a lot. A great start from Spice Girls, getting picks, but not being able to capitalize fully on them.
Spice Girls, they're just failing to capitalize. Maybe it's a comp disconnect, with the Zarya is playing very brawly, but the Sojourn wants to play, a distance, wants to play sniping. I don't know. I'm not sure what Spice Girls was lacking there.
We see the defense there holding right at the end of point 2 from Team Tree. Spice Girls pushed aggressively, but Team Tree just said, leave us alone, and that was that.
Yeah, and I think, Talos did a great job holding the backline and, controlling the backline and, controlling the high ground as well. He's always in the backline. So even if Brad gets 1 pick, 2 pick, Stalker's in the backline, annoying his support. So the supports can't focus on healing up the Zarya, which leads to Brad being forced out, Brad being picked off. It feels like the Doomfist, while it's not showing up in the kill feed, is been getting a lot more value than we see.
Yeah, the high ground being an issue, getting the picks but not being able to capitalize, and like you say, Talos getting value on the legs. We're going to see an interesting compositional swap. Spice Girls on defense, Team Tree on attack.
The hog,
the Roadhog.
No Zarya, the man himself, the oink and yoink man himself.
The hooker is here, which could work quite well into the Team Tree comp. But the one concern you have is the Ana and the Widowmaker, because the Widowmaker, you might struggle to get onto the Widowmaker, and the Ana obviously is Roadhog's worst nightmare.
Yeah,
the sleep and the anti. Although that being said, if Brad and Dakuma can combo, we might see Pillock struggle, because obviously Kiriko has a cleanse.
Oh, early pick.
Again, we see Assassin getting an early pick, but if history has anything to tell, this might not end well for the Spice Girls. Oh, this is dangerous, standing in front of a Widowmaker like that. Oh, but they're respecting the sight-line now.
Nice.
Stalker goes down, and see the first kill from the Roadhog. First value.
Roadhog showing up in the, taking up, forcing Stalker. Can we get a whip kill too?
The whip kill. Oh.
Everyone click off your bingo cards. It's happening.
Yeah, where's the bingo? We're going to see the swap now. Stalker goes off the Doomfist onto the D.Va again.
And we have a cast,
Again, this is a strong pick for this map. High ground is obviously an issue, but D.Va can contest high ground, no issue. And we're going to see the Cassidy come out. I think a good pick to deal with the Roadhog is the D.Va, because he can matrix all the hooks. We're going to see ICBM, and ICBM finds value. But Fishy Man goes down, so they're trading 1-for-1. That is a better pick for the attackers with the faster spawn. Hook doesn't find anything. They're taking space. Hack goes out the Stalker. They force him to use Vape. They're taking good space here. Can they capitalize on it? Because they're just getting space. They're not getting picks. Brad looks low, but he's got his heal. Assassin backing
Assassin
up
drops
now.
to 1 HP. Yeah, I think really well played from Spice Girls. You know, they lost one and then they backed up. They stayed out of LOS and they just survived for the time being.
And Fishing Man goes down. Brad gets another good hook. He has his vape. Oh, and we're going to see Whole Hog coming out. The vape, they're forcing him out. Oh, good sleep from Pillock. And Takuma goes down, well found, and Talos on the high ground. That hit scan threat on the high ground. This goes on ICBM, doesn't get value. Lamp negates that. And we're seeing the trades come out. Now, Team Tree getting those picks. Once they have map control, that's that. Brad is going to go down. He doesn't find the hook. Good defense matrix there. ICBM. Intercontinental ballistic missile finds value. And it's just clean up at this point.
That was really interesting play from Ana. You know, she sleeps the hog, but she doesn't wake him. So even if they don't get the kill, he's out of the fight, and that allows the entirety of Team Trees just push forward onto Spice Girls. Without their main tank, or without their tank player, they're left at the lurches.
Yeah, Brad was left for rest in the forest.
A tired day for the hog.
We might see now Team Tree really thrive here with the D.Va on this high ground, but we saw how much value this high ground can give you if Spice Girls can capitalize completely. Oh, that could be big.
Big E.
Oh, well, good defense.
Well played from Stalker. Nice throw from Assassin.
Good hook there. Oh, but he loses his mech. He's gonna bomb to get mech back. Is he? No, he doesn't. It's just. I think they're just giving up at this point. It's just gonna be cleanup. Team Tree are gonna back up. And let Spice Girls take this one. They have enough time.
I think Stalker going a little too aggressive there. You know, it's good to take space, but he ends up getting his mech picked off on the high ground, and that leaves his team without a tank player, and Spice Girls just clean up. Another whip kill, yeah.
Brad has brought his whip to play today. And we're gonna have a pause.
This is a good omen. No, it's ZA Overwatch. We have to have
ZA Overwatch. Yeah, we're getting it out early. Minor D-seed. Okay. Unfortunately, he didn't have his ult. So he won't be losing his ult if he does disconnect entirely.
Hopefully it's not the load shedding, because I did hear Minor was getting load shedding.
Yes, that was at 2.
Maybe it's gone. I hope let's not jinx it. You know, maybe he's just had
touch wood. Wait, we have Team Tree here. We have enough forest and wood to touch. We touch Team Tree's wood. No, not that.
Wow. Yeah. So the hog pick
hog is getting a lot of value. Brad
really
is the whips. You know, he's whipping them really well.
The hog really getting value. Oh, it looks like Miner's back, so touching wood really helped us.
That's a good sign. There. Yeah, the wood that we touched the wood and it worked. In just like the Spice Girls song, Stop.
Stop. Oh yeah, that's a great song. I think
you know that one, right?
I do not know.
Okay. Spice Girls have control of the high ground, and they've been controlling it well so far, but Team Tree do have ults coming online. We might see something like the Nano Death Blossom that we did see last round.
Oh, yeah.
Assassin going low.
Maybe just the bomb to force him off high ground.
Maybe. Oh, it looks like the Nano is going to be the plan. Yep. It looks like Pillock is watching that Reaper. He wants to Nano him, but of course everyone's just sitting on high ground. Reaper can't, he has to TP up to them, and that's just going to be the most telegraphed play of all time. Stalker is just, they're getting pushed, and there we see, the 4E. Can they get picks on it though? Because otherwise the ult's going to come back. Anti goes out onto the Roadhog, but good lamp there, and he has his vape. And that's going to be that, unless Death Blossom, maybe. Oh, Nano!
Oh, that's big.
Oh, he pushes them away, but it's good picks though. Oh, but the whole hog is pushing the Reaper away, and he can't get value, and he gets hacked.
Oh, big hack from Hobo.
But can they get picked? No. Heavy ult fights from both teams, but it looks to be maybe in the favor of the Spice Girls.
It's so back and forth, yeah.
It's back and forth, like all these fights, but they get the pick onto Brad, and that might be that for the Spice Girls.
Yeah, without a tank, Spice Girls
has found value. But they're still fighting this. These teams do not give up. They never give up, and they're fighting this till the last player. If there's one player alive, it is winnable.
Yeah, it's always winnable. Really well played from Spice Girls. You know, I see a lot of teams, don't engage fast enough. and which allows the card to be pushed very far forward and basically neutralizing the high ground advantage. But Spice Girls takes that advantage. They play the EMP and they push and utilize the advantage. It's just unlucky the fight goes on that long and they aren't able to capitalize on that.
We're going to see high ground control here. High Noon comes out. Is anyone getting picked from it? Oh, but 2 HP! Oh, but he dies. He just find him. Good picks though. That's good counter picks. Lamp comes out as well as Kiriko Rush. Expensive fight for the Spice Girls, but one they needed to win. Hobo looking for that hack, not finding it. Just the Reaper. There's the hack, and he goes down. Well played fight for the Spice Girls, but it was expensive.
Big hook. Both supports out. So Team T's had a little leeway coming up on their rush and their bomb, but we've seen the switch onto the Ash.
Ooh, they find Spice Girls find the pick onto the mech, and Stalker feels like he has to use mech to I think, or maybe was it just a fat finger?
I think he altered the remake.
Okay. Well, that's a big ult that they don't have anymore now. We've seen Death Blossom get. Oh, maybe we're gonna see a C9 here. It looks like Fishy Mang is looking for it. And
they get
down.
the mech.
That's the danger. Without that bomb, he can't remech. Good picks there, and Stalker's gonna be finished off.
Stagger. Oh, I think Team Trees need to back up. Maybe play for touch. Don't force this fight. Oh, Brad.
Yeah, these late picks are costing them now. I think they're backing up. We're gonna see a pick swap. I mean, there's Stalker on the Doomfist, maybe just a touch, but also is probably one of his favorite heroes. And we're gonna see Talos on the Ash. A lot of ults on the side of Bicycles though.
Nice job from Miner keeping up his Reaper, and I think that might be crucial for the next fight.
Oh, whole hog coming out, and he finds Fishy Mang. That's big. Fishy Mang had his ult. Brad goes down. Big ults. It's even now. Spice Girls are down 1.
Oh, big.
Assassin gets ult, finds value as well. This is so even, but spawn advantage is massively on the side of Spice Girls. Hobo is looking to just stall it out, and we have another pause. Hobo is saved by the pause.
Oh, it doesn't look like saved by much.
We see the stop. Brad has stopped Wrecking Ball. He's trying to go for that stall. We have Kaylee coming up to that window. That could be massive if Brad can stall. Hobo, in all likelihood, probably not going to survive long. It looks like we've lost Miner again. He did use his ult, so fortunately he won't lose that.
But he's going to get back to the fight later. Yeah.
Although I think he was dead, wasn't he?
I'm not sure. This might be costly for Team Trees.
Yeah, this could be. The big thing is Team Tree do have Stalker alive on point, and he has his ult coming up, so that's massive for their stall potential. It's also massive for their fight potential. If they can stall long enough, they've got Fishy Man coming back on that Death Blossom, and they've got Bob coming up. Big ults on the side of Team Tree. This is massively winnable for them. On the other hand, Spawn is against them.
Yeah, the early spawns from that corridor on the side of Spice Girls might really do a lot for them. But the key thing is the Ana is alive, so Stoker's going to be getting as much heals as he can. Him and the Ana are the only two alive, means he's getting pocketed. So it's going to be very hard to take down that Doomfist, especially with the Wrecking Ball. It doesn't do as much damage as maybe the Hog. But it's interesting to see what's going to happen. I'm not sure where it's going to go.
It looks like we're having just a few technical difficulties. Mina Miner. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see, because like you say, Wrecking Ball, doesn't do the most damage, but he is very difficult to kill. And we're going to be going into the game here, and say goodbye to Hobo. Oh, she gets down! Well, no. That's massive, actually. If she can survive, get this health pack, that's big. She can come back, and maybe get some big hacks. That was a massive play. Death Blossom is coming!
The Death Blossom.
Oh! It's big! Oh, Lamp goes down. It was just
bad.
not enough. We see the Tracer and the Wrecking Ball now. It's all on Assassin and Brad. Big ults. But ults are coming on. Talos is about to come up to his Bob as well. Oh, Brad is low. He gets the health pack. And we're seeing the respawns now. They die together, they'll be back together. We see the stall from Assassin. Good stall. He just has to stay alive. Brad is probably not going to stay alive. Oh, he's low. He survives. He gets the shields. That was big. Bob is out. This is going in the way of Team Tree. Those ults coming in clutch. I don't think Brad can survive here. It's all on him, but it's so much to do and so many ults against him, and he's gonna go down to the dynamite. A valiant effort from Spice Girls.
Well played from both teams, yeah.
Massive ults and massive players from the side
of
Team Tree.
Fisherman with the clutch Death Blossom again.
There is a feast upon us. It is feast or famine of Fishy Mang. He dies first or he gets a 5k. There is no middle ground with Fishy Mang.
The only way you should be playing Overwatch, to be honest. There's no mid.
There's no mid, yeah.
Ooh.
A nice play from Bad here. We got the map now is 2-0 in the favor of Team Tree.
2-1 actually.
Sorry, 2-1. You're correct. My bad. 2-1 in the favor of Team Tree. But after the relatively one-sided first map, the second map and the third map have been so close.
This is such a great series. It's so close. It's so scrappy. There's so much chaos. There's big plays from both teams. You know, there's the hug plays. There's the Death Blossom plays. It's such a fun game to watch.
Yeah, it was. We were maybe a bit sort of raised our eyebrows with the hog pick, but he got a lot of value on the hog pick. It worked really well. Those whip shot kills were fun to watch.
Yeah, really well at like taking up space, getting off the early pick of some fishy bank. You know, breaking Stoker's neck a couple of times with the hooks and you know, just pulling him into the team and taking advantage of that. So maybe Hog not so bad.
No, Brad playing this really well, and it's a good series that we've seen so far. We're going to head over to our next map, Circuit Royale, and this will be interesting because this is a map that is dominated by snipers.
Yeah, none of the teams, you know, favoring the sniper so far, or at least the sniper comps. We haven't seen a Sigma yet, we haven't seen a Reinhardt or an Orisa yet. Of course, Tellus played the Widow for like 2 seconds. He was on the Ashe and he had value on that, so maybe we do see that. But it's going to be interesting to see if they stick to the Zarya and the Doomfist.
Yeah, we have good... the hero pool of both teams has snipers in them, we just haven't seen them yet, I think. Maybe I think the map hasn't allowed it, but if any map is going to allow it, this is going to be the one.
Circuit Royale, yeah.
I think a big matchup will be the tanks, because we've seen Stalker prefer that Doomfist, which could cause issues for snipers, you know, disrupting them, being really aggressive in their face. And then we've seen a lot of things from Brad, and we've seen him play lots of things really well. But what he decides to play is a big question, because how will the team build around him? Will we see a Stigma? Will we see a Roadhog? Will we see a Wrecking Ball? We don't know.
Yeah, I really think Brad is going to play with the Zarya here. When we played against him as the California Girls, he played the Zarya, he played very aggressive, you know, forcing them out of the sideline. So even if there's a pick from a Widow, the Zarya is so high charge by the time he gets in front of them that he's just going to be doing so much damage. And his team does really well to support him in that.
Yeah, they're gonna open with the Roadhog.
Yeah,
interesting pick.
Of course he still isn't spawned, so we don't know. But TM3 is Stoker sticking to that Doomfist. I'm not sure how it's gonna work in this map. So even when Doomfist was really strong in the Overwatch League, on this map particularly, we've always seen a Sigma.
I think this is the sniper and the Sigma map, so it'll be interesting. And we are going to see at least one sniper in the form of Talus on the Hanzo. And again, we're going to see Fisherman on the Reaper, and the only other swaps we're going to see are KK on the Mercy. Interesting compositional swap there. We might see damage boosted Sojourn, which can be very, very strong.
Yeah, it's gonna be a weird matchup with the tanks. Hog and Doomfist not very good tanks on this map.
But it all comes down to how well the players play the heroes more than anything else. We're seeing some probing here from Talus, standing in the Sojourn. Oh, and railgun charged. Is he going to get value? Oh, the Feast or Famine is there. Fishy Mang doesn't find a value, so he goes down. But Talus finds value on Assassin from that space from Stalker. This could be the issue. Three Hanzo on the high ground. Hook onto the Doomfist, but he's going to get out. He has so much HP and so much mobility. Oh, and Assassin goes down. Nice headshot from Talus. He's going to be an issue on this high ground, as the stream has stopped for me.
Yeah, so it looks like the side of Team T is coming up with the advantage, you know, getting the picks that the Hanzo doing a lot, and the Doomfist, you know, forcing out the Mercy and the Suzu. No Suzu and a big anti. It looks like Team T is going to clean up and get the fight win.
Yeah, the fight's still going on though, but Sprad looks to be he's trying to get out. He's used his vape and Assassin goes down. Talus is being an issue on this high ground. We spoke about how strong snipers can be on this map, and there it is. Brad just looking to survive, get out, and he is going to get out, I think. Yes, he will. And now we're going to see Team Tree backing up and retaking control of their own high ground. Brad looking for that hook. Yeah, he doesn't find it. We're going to see an early Valk. I think that's good. Use ult early, but Fishy Man finds value. There's the feast of fish that we spoke about. But they're gonna res it, so maybe. But they're trading back and forth. With that res, it's now in the favor of the Spice Girls, and they have that early spawn. It's really on people to get picks now. They have to deal with this Doomfist in their backline. So much
just lives so long. Yeah.
There's really nothing to deal with them other than the hook.
Oh, that might be a
Dragon.
big
Oh, good
nice
Suzu. Keeps Hobo Parker alive, and Brad is now taking space. But there's the Kiriko ult, the Kitsune rush. Doomfist is in the back line. Doesn't find anything. No, he's not going to find. Oh, he does. He finds the Hobo Parker, and KK goes down at the same time. That should be that for Team Tree. A great ult usage from Team Tree with their Kiriko rush.
Yeah, it's really hard for Spice Girls to capitalize on that high ground. You know, the Hanzo just sits there and throws logs at you.
Yeah.
And the only way you pick him off is if you have your Sojourn hit a big shot. But that's put too much pressure for Assassin.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's a lot of pressure with that Doomfist in your face. We're going to see a swap now off of the Roadhog and onto the Zarya. You spoke about this earlier. We might see this. Oh, he's almost gets
unlucky. Oh, and you get the pick.
That is actually better for the Spice Girls with the res and with the closer spawn, and they do get the res. Now they're up by 1, and we're going to see the railguns come out. He's respecting that sideline. He understands the threat of Talos on that high ground. Oh, is it going to get fishy? The fishy goes down. No fish tonight.
No fish. The Cape Townians are reeling in chat. Really well played from Assassin, you know, even if he doesn't get the pick on Fisherman, he does the damage, and then Brad Pick Feed cleans up the pick there.
Yeah, Talos just dying on point, stalling out a bit. Well played from him. One concern is he does die late, so we might not see him get back on time.
But I think we still have another fight. Yeah.
Yeah, Stalker can absolutely contest. We've seen Stalker contest really, really well.
And there's ults coming out on the side of both teams. The EMP, Grav, the Beyblade. The Hanzo Dragon as well. There's gonna be a very messy fight.
Here it comes. He's fading in. He's looking for it. One bubble. He gets EMP'd. Oh, Kitsune. Oh, and there's a dragon. It's good. It finds 2. Can he find a third? He's not gonna find the third
played
yet.
that so well. He knew the Zarya had both bubbles, so he didn't ult. He knew that Suzu was available, so he didn't ult. He just put so much pressure on Brad that Brad could not help his team. And now they have one more. They have 7 seconds left, and they have the Reaper ulti bag.
Yeah, it was really, really well played re-engage from Team Tree, and they're going to go really aggressive. Look at it, he's staging him for the Death Blossom, but he's not going to get it. They're not going to have time to contest. Really well played from Team Tree, controlling their high grounds and re-engaging really, really, really well.
Yeah, I like how they're enabling their Reaper pick here. Reaper just melting the Zarya's bubbles. Even if you give her charge, if she's dead, she cannot use that charge. So I think that's really smart play from the Reaper player of Team Trees, and his team enabling him to do that is just great coordination of Team Trees.
There is a fish in the tree, and sometimes it falls out of the tree and gets picked, but sometimes he finds a lot of value, and that was one of those times. That Nano Reaper is a lot to deal with. And we saw a great dragon from the side of Talos as well. I think maybe some just compositional issues from the side of Spice Girls. They struggle to deal with that high ground, long range damage from Talos and the disruption from Stalker. And then we saw everyone else. You know, Pillock just standing on high ground, being free. An honor that's free is never good for your opposition.
I would have liked like a sniper or even a Genji or Tracer to capitalize on the high ground, because just leaving that space for the snipers on the side of Team Trees, and Spice Girls left.
We're going to see another swap here from Spice Girls. They're going to open with the Zarya, and they're going to swap onto the Mei.
Ash and
Ash, yeah. So Ash is almost a sniper.
Oh, the ball.
And we're going to see a Wrecking Ball.
We get to see with silly gameplay.
So in the head-to-head, it looks like Talos has the advantage here. The Ash into the Widowmaker can be difficult sometimes.
These sidelines really do favor Widow.
Yeah, it might be difficult for the Team Tree to dislodge the Zarya and the Mei, but it's just, I think a big part is if Talos can get a pick here, and he's looking for it. Stalker already going low. Damage, He's looking to stage. He's just waiting. Talos looking for this pick. Oh, it doesn't find it. Not yet. Ooh. You can see the attention he's demanding from the Ash, and there's the engagement onto the high ground. They're getting it. KK is low. That's doing too much and gets picked by the Widow, walling off the Widow's sightline. Maybe this Reaper goes down. Hobo Parker has to use her own her shift, and they get a pick. They absorb the impression and aggression, and maybe they can capitalize on this pick now, because the Widow is effectively not in the fight right now.
Yeah, so
Stalker going low.
Really interesting play from Spice Girls. You know, just play that slow, staying alive, and then capitalizing on the aggression.
There's the first pick we see, a headshot onto the Kuma, and the Reaper is now they're just so free with the sideline control. The team Spice Girls have to back up and just respect the sideline, but they have to also contest, so it's a lose-lose for them. Brad is using all of his bubbles, trying his best. But I don't think he's going to be able to. He's
Crucially,
brawling.
KK stays alive, so Brad still
That's
has
big.
lots of heals.
Looks like Fisherman just wants to teleport to a strange location, take another off angle. That's good. He's been spotted. Okay, I think he's going to just back up now. No, but they can't punish him because of this Widowmaker. You have to always respect a Widowmaker's sidelines.
Yeah, and 2 minutes.
They know he's there.
Oh, the Nano Doom.
Oh, good Bob in response. Bob
grab
getting a lot
goes-
of value. Hobo Parker goes down. Mina Miner goes down. Oh, Bob is getting low. Bob goes down. Talus farming his headshot accuracy on Bob. And Talus finds pick on assassin. Widowmaker has the advantage in that fight. Oh, do we believe? Kaylee, we believe. Kaylee gets picked.
Brad left.
Oh, just Brad. He looks to be alone. Can his team get there? He just has to stall long enough for his team to get there. Oh, the bubble still has bubble. He's high charge, but he gets headshot. Oh, Hobo Parker gets back. This is big. She has her ice block. She should be able to stall for a bit longer. And and they get a pick. But this Widowmaker being uncontested is an issue. Assassin tries to stop, and we see a Venom Mine kill. And there it is. That's GG.
That's
Well played
just
to both teams.
that's really well played from Team 3. It's unlucky for Spice Girls, you know. Circuit Royale really favors that sniper play, and they never really had a sniper player.
No, we saw Assassin opt out of the sniper duel, and we saw Talus really thrive with the Hanzo, with the Widowmaker. You know, an uncontested Widowmaker is so difficult to deal with.
Yeah, especially on this map where the sidelines are so long and favored towards the Widow.
Yeah, but overall, I think that was a really close map. We saw three really close maps that both teams should hold their head high with how they performed.
Yeah, it was really well played. Spice Girls really well on getting those early picks and, you know, capitalizing on aggression from the side of Team 3's. Team 3 is unfortunately adapting towards that, not playing as aggressive and, you know, controlling their high grounds where they can and trying their best.
Yeah. If you enjoyed either of these teams' gameplay or you're a fan of any of the players, they will be playing later again today in the lower bracket playoffs. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be casting those games, so maybe just hold your fingers together and cross your thumbs and do all what you need to do for the teams that you're supporting. We will be casting again later. The next cast will be at 8 o'clock tonight. There'll be the upper bracket. We don't know which teams will be playing yet in it. Unfortunately, we won't have a cast at 3 p.m. and at 6 p.m. because of the old demon load shedding.
Yeah,
So
load
we
shedding
apologize
really cutting off a lot of our upper bracket games, which might be some of them look very exciting, you know, some of them look very close.
Yeah,
but
unfortunate, but we
just
can't
have to take our word for it.
Yeah, we'll cast it and then let you know how it went. You know, we'll just sit here in the voice channel and cast together.
I will be playing at 3 p.m. so
you'll
need another cast.
Good luck for that game. Well, where can we find you, Babs?
You can find me on Twitter at Babs_MII. You know, I tweet a lot of rage tweets and my hate for the game.
If you're a fan of K-pop, Genji.
Yeah, at Genji.
That's where you find. Not that I tweet anything, but you can find me on Twitter at Fluffy53Rob. I'm just a boomer, so don't worry. You can find our wonderful producer at the Peach ZA, and you can find COWZA, Competitive Overwatch South Africa, at ZA Overwatch, all on Twitter. If you are not, we ask that, you know, if you're interested in local Overwatch, join the Discord. COWZA is open to everyone. It's a fun community that is growing, obviously, with the release of Overwatch 2.
Yeah, we have a lot of community events. We have pugs. We have, you know, pugs bingo. It's great if you're very casual at Overwatch, and also really good for people who are competitive. You know, we host competitive tournaments for those who want to grind and put their heart into the scene of growing in Overwatch. So we're open to everyone and all their ambitions towards Overwatch.
Indeed we are. Babs, with this being the last time we're going to see the Spice Girls on stream, which maybe let's throw in a, you know. Come on, Babs, I'm throwing it to you. You got one.
I can't think of any Spice Girls songs right now. I don't think I've heard any Spice Girls
Are you
songs.
saying that you are denying me?
That's probably a reference.
This is the last time, lover, for the Spice Girls on stream. It's Saturday. These are some Saturday night divas.
You're really exposing my lack of pop culture.
Don't you wanna be cool? Anyway,
that's been a great game, guys.
We hope you enjoyed the match. We certainly did, and we will be seeing everyone again later. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Thanks for watching, guys.